This is Tony Farrell again with the second tape that we're going to make, talking about goodies that we used to make at the Cassese Bakery many years ago in North Chicago, Illinois. But I want to show you what I found. We had these made one time when we worked the fair, the county fair in Lake County. That was way before it moved. All I could remember was a very hot season that time. We only did it one season, but it was fun doing it. And wait a minute, what's that? That's right, we are going to be making elephant ears. That's why I brought this reminder. I thought we'd make little bread knots. Those are also good. And buns. I haven't made our bakery buns. Some people were talking about the bakery buns that they used to love. I did too. I haven't made those in years as well, but I'm going to try to make those today. And maybe I'll make a little mozzarella and carrozza, a little sample to show you what what we used to do in the back of the bakery sometimes. So this is our same dough procedure, and this is our flour, about 10 cups, salt about 0.9. You know, if you got high blood pressure, you could use less salt. If you have diverticulitis, don't use any sesame seeds. And this is 3 tablespoons of yeast, and this is 32 ounces of warm water. Let's go over to the mixer. We'll get this stuff mixed. We're going with the water, and then we get the salt, and I'm getting the salt dissolved. See, we can stir that up a bit. Okay, now I'll put the yeast in there. Let that dissolve a little bit. The mixing at 2, 1 and 2. Slow it down a little bit. We'll go ahead and stop it and then lower it and see how it feels on the bottom. Not mixing too bad, but I'll move it around anyway. And I'll put it back up. Start it again. Mixing quite nicely. Put a couple handfuls. I'm going to stop it one more time. Put the unmixed part from the bottom to the top, and then we'll finish it. I'm pretty sure that's about what as much flour as I'm going to add. Just want to make sure it mixes nicely here. As I said before, when you see that it's not picking up, it's not moist at the bottom, and it's not sticking at the bottom, when you can see down there and you see it's all getting into one big ball of dough as it's mixing, and then you know it's being mixed pretty well and you're almost done. Okay. Now that feels nice. Let's lower it one more time. Oh, it's a nice solid dough. Oh yeah, well mixed. Just gonna go ahead, take this off. I forgot to heat up my oven for a few seconds. Let me go do that. I like to heat up the oven a bit so it helps the dough raise, and then I will shut it off as I put the dough in there. And again, just lift it up by this little handle. And it's about 100 degrees as it says on the oven. And I'll shut that off. And set this in here. Oh, yes. Okay, we're going to time it for 30 minutes. Okay, so what I did is I punched the dough down once after 30 minutes. I punched it down again after the second 30 minutes. And then I stuck it in there to raise another 15 minutes. And now I'm taking it out. Because the fairs are all closed in Illinois, pretty much. I'm going to go ahead and make some elephant ears. We used to call them pizza frites. And mozzarella and carrozza. That's a little bit different creature than elephant ears. But yeah, you'll see. Now I'm going to be scaling these again to size. I'm going to make 4 ounces. Our son bought us this lovely scraper, cutter. Hadn't had one of these since the bakery was closed. So we'll go ahead and I'll make 4 pieces of 4 ounces each. A little bit much. And again, we could probably fast forward this too if you don't want to see it all. It's just I'm not that good at it anymore. Not that quick. There's 1 and 4. And what I'll do is I'll go ahead and just roll those. It's a pretty warm day, not as warm as the last day, but it's a pretty warm day. So then I'm just going to put these in. You can pretend these are my wooden boxes here. Okay, so those are for the elephant ears and the mozzarella and the carrozza. And I will go ahead and now I'm going to make 3 ounces for our bread rolls. I'm going to try to go with about 6 of those. We'll go for 6 of 3-ounce ones because that's a lot of bread roll. We don't want to upset your dinner or make you full before you even have a bread roll. 7 years ago, I did a video, my wife and I did, Lake County Fair, and Karen even interviewed the guy who cut the bears out of the wood, out of wooden stumps and things like that. And we had a lot of fun. That was just the best fair I ever went to, and it was like what the county fair should be. You know, it was so cool. And when I was young, we used to go with my friends. You know, when I was 18, 19, and we'd go there and we'd bet on the pig races. I told that to one of my friends last week, and he says, "I didn't know you could bet on the pig race." Well, you're not supposed to, but we bet for the fun of it. I guess I might have enough dough to make you some breadsticks, raisin breadsticks. This will be the dough for the raisins. It's raisin-cinnamon. Our son told us that sugar in our system is like glass. I mean, it's that bad for us. And I thought, well, if I don't put sugar in the breadsticks, how am I going to get the cinnamon? Because whenever you use cinnamon, the recipes for cinnamon are usually cinnamon sugar. So I figured out I'll put raisins in there, and the sweetness from the raisins will make the cinnamon taste good without the sugar, basically. So I tried that, and it was quite good. But then, even to improve it, the very last time I made it, I took a little tiny pinch of sugar and put the pinches of sugar over something. But it wasn't like I used to mix so much sugar. So I'm trying to teach us all and get healthy as we can. A big smorgasbord of things that we're trying to do today. So we'll let this raise for about 20 minutes. And then we'll roll our dough. I'm going to go ahead and grease these little pans like I showed you last time. And get the egg wash ready. And we'll get back to you in another 20 minutes. We'll let the dough raise a little bit, and then we'll form them. We'll do a final form on the dough. I'm trying to figure out what should I make first. Let me take the 4-ounce pieces. And just want to roll them around here for now. I'm doing this for a reason, because this way I'll get a chance to get a little tighter during my roll. Because these I have to come back with the rolling pin. I'm just going to keep these here, let them raise a little bit, because I've got a little work to do on these other things. These are going to be the bread rolls that we used to sell for a nickel each. They were a little bit bigger. They were 4 ounces. I'm just making them 3. And pretty much, this is the shape of them. These pans are for to bake stuff. And I will go one. And I already put a little oil on there. Just gotta get these rolling. Get them a little tight. There shouldn't be any problems with this, even though I don't have my bakery oven. again so you see what I'm doing. I just kind of roll them like a little loaf of bread. Do one in each hand, and pretty much that's all we got to do. I'll put this one over here, it's a little thinner. You know, when you roll, your palm gets a little doughy sometimes because you're creating pressure on here. Not a lot of pressure, just a little bit, but I think I'll be able to put this one in the other pan. So I have all kinds of variety of shapes here. This is the pan. That is the buns. I take a single edge razor blade and I make a cut on it before I put it in. Now these, I think I have 4, and what else here? 4 more. Okay, these, I love to eat these as well. I hope I have enough room in the pan for them. I think I will. These will be the knots. Okay, for now the knots, you got to make it a little bit longer. Okay, so you make a knot. Again, you roll it, but you keep rolling it a little, you know, kind of tight, so it's will raise a little bit more. Then you just take and you make a little knot out of it, basically. Same there, a little knot. It's okay if they raise and they stick together. I like to raise it or roll it a little bit longer, so then when you relax the dough, you loosen it up, and then you have a nice flat bun. It doesn't raise that high. I think I like. Well, let's see. How do we do? Well, I think we pretty much. It's been such a long time, folks. But just as long as it gets raised and rolled and shaped correctly. I'm going to go ahead. I love these with seeds. You do too, Carrie, right? So it doesn't matter to you. I'm going to put the, before we put this in the oven, I'll put the egg wash on them. And some seeds. Alright. A little bit longer. It's easier to roll to me, and then it comes out a little bit nicer. I just have room for 2 more in the pan. Excellent. There. Gotta leave a little room to raise without sticking too much. It's okay if they touch a little bit, but you want them to cook nice and have a little crispness on the outside, a little softness, a lot of softness on the inside, and a lot of butter or salami or anything else. Okay, so that's that, and we'll put these on the stove to raise. And alright, I guess I gotta do this too. I said I wasn't sure if I told my wife I wasn't sure if I should do this today or wait till I make just a whole day of breadsticks, because there's so many things you could do with breadsticks. But let me roll it over a little bit, double that up. Okay. My rolling pin should be over here. Okay. And we could roll it a little bit more this way. I usually make this a smaller rectangle instead of a big, almost square, because I have to roll this. You'll see that soon, and I don't want to roll it too much because I want to make my raisin and cinnamon breadsticks chock full of raisins, where you get raisins in every bite. We just freeze these. Karen and I just had a little bit of we split one of the last ones in the freezer, so we're due, and our sons should be coming in visiting us maybe today or very soon, so I like to have some enough to load him up with some too. We're not going to get too terribly much out of one little piece here, but hopefully we'll get a pan out of it. Raise it, roll it. Roll it thin enough so it's not too bready. I mean, nothing wrong with being bready, but you'll see what I mean when you go to, if you make these when you go to eat them, how much better they taste. Okay. Now I made it ready, cracked an egg, got it room temperature, put it in there, put a little water in here, and I'm just going to put a little bit of egg wash. It helps me when I roll it so it sticks at the end. We're gonna relax the dough by just lifting it up a little bit, putting a little air underneath, moving it around so it doesn't all pull every which way. I compromised a little bit. I wanted to make it with no sugar, but might as well make it with a little sugar. Just a little pinch. I don't think it's gonna hurt us too much. I tried to go shopping, you know, after you figure out how sugar is not the healthiest thing for us, and then you go shopping and everything in the world has sugar in it. Mm-hmm. And then they have what, 60 different kinds of names for sugar. Sucrose, this, that. So as
this
you can,
that gross.
Yeah, here a gross, everywhere a gross. All right, like I say, I'm kind of loading this up. As you can see, it's going to be very raisinous. And then the sweetness from the raisins will make the cinnamon taste great. I like a lot of cinnamon. Hard for me to shake this out kind of evenly with this particular container, but I'll figure out, you know, probably buy one of those metal containers with all these holes so you can just kind of shake it sideways, or pretend like this is a metal one. Well, someday I'll get it. I think I'm going to be a pope here. Shaking it out. Okay, so that, and now like I say, this is my big compromise. My big compromise is a couple of pinches. There's a little pinch of sugar, just to bring out the flavor of the cinnamon. But that's all, just one pinch did it. Covered the whole thing as good as I care to cover it. Alright, so that's that. And then we'll roll it. Roll it over, make it tight. See, actually, I think I'm doing this like twice as much. Yeah, let's do this. Cause I like it better when it's not too thick. Yeah, that should work. Okay, then I'll roll the second one. Again, if I was making raisin Danish or something, then I would make it real thick and slice it off. It'll be big fat raisin Danish. But these, I just want these to be little breadsticks that we can pop in the microwave. Yeah, about like that. I try to stick the raisin in there and cover it with dough so it doesn't get all hard. Usually I leave a lot more room in between, but we'll see how it comes. Should be alright. Cover this. Let these babies raise. Do you want to egg wash those before I put them in? Okay. These are the elephant ears. You understand? We'll make 2 elephant ears and 2 mozzarella and carrozza. Alright, next. Next act. I guess we used to make them bigger, but that's okay. Them small is quite good too. And a little cinnamon will not hurt them because a lot of people put cinnamon on elephant ears. This is just to keep this for raising purposes. Okay. And when, like I say, when we were kids, we do this we'd fill a pan with oil, just, you know, a little frying pan, go in the back of the bakery, cook it, and eat these little things. My grandfather used to put just salt on his. Us kids, we'd put sugar and butter, pretty much. Sugar and butter, or if I had honey, I'd put honey and butter. These are what we fry as well, but we go ahead and we roll them similarly, and then we put mozzarella cheese in there. I can't put mozzarella cheese in there without putting a little oregano in my mind, so that's the way I make it. And sometimes they've even put part of pepperoni, sliced pepperoni in there. We had some of that at the bakery. But for today, we're just going to show you how we do it with mozzarella cheese and a little oregano. I already took out the mozzarella cheese. I don't want it to get the dough cold. Then it won't make its final raise. So it helps to plan ahead, get your ingredients out if you're going to put ingredients onto yeast raising items next. Okay, now since we're going to put the mozzarella cheese in, we're going to wind up folding this in half. I like to put a decent amount mozzarella cheese. I was thinking I should do a pizza. I should do a pizza video, because I've been making pizza for a long time, and I have a certain way of making it. And I graduated from North Chicago High School in 1968, and I had an uncle, my Uncle Tony Farella, same name. I was named after my grandfather, Tony Cassese, who ran the bakery, but my Uncle Tony Farella was living in Barstow, and I lived there for a while. Went to junior college because he introduced me to the drama teacher, and he was a great guy. One of my friends out there, parents, worked at a bank, and her name was Celia. I had a pizza party in Barstow when I was going to junior college out there. I went for my first 2 years. And I'm looking for the oregano. Did I not get the oregano out already? Oh, it's hard to find good help. Here it is. That's me I'm talking about, not my wife. But Celia's dad offered to put me in business in Barstow after he tasted my pizza. He says, I'll set you up. And I said, you know, I really, Mr. Goodell, I'm really flattered. I says, but I just got away from the bakery. So I really did want to start, you know, pizza business. Now I'm thinking, man, maybe I should have done that. And just for the ability to stick together when it's all floury, I'm going to go ahead and put a little egg wash on the sides where I'm going to stick it to each other, so I don't, you know, get this half fried and the thing starts leaking cheese all over the frying pan. And it still might, but there we go. Okay, just put that over about halfway. And you could take a fork. I've seen people take forks and really get this down so it doesn't leak. There we go. Get that piece of cheese back in there. Okay, and seal the edges. And then since we're letting it raise, we don't want it to stick. Again, this is going to be fried, so I know the flour is going to get into the oil a little bit, but hey, I'd rather do that than have it stick before I can get it out of the pan. There we go. Kind of look like big apple turnovers.
I was just going to say that.
Well, go ahead.
I agree. They do look like apple turnovers.
Okay. As long as you agree with me, then you can go ahead and make... No, I'm kidding. Say whatever you want. I could just edit it. Okay. So we'll let those babies raise another, I don't know, 20 minutes or so. We'll check them out and we'll see what they look like. These are raisin for the oven. These are raisin for the frying pan. And what I do is we didn't use temperature or thermometers rather in our oil in a frying pan. What we do is just make a little piece of dough and throw it in there. And if you could see it reacting to the oil was hot enough and it was cooking and rolling around, well then we said okay, we put the pizza fritta in there or the mozzarella and carrozza in there, and so that's what I'm going to do today. Okay, that's raisin. We're going to eat good this afternoon, sweetheart.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
Well, only a couple minutes have lapsed, and I decided to check to see how these knots are doing, and I'm thinking, whoa, they're doing very good. They're raising quite nicely already, so I'm going to have to go ahead and I'll make the cut on the bread roll. And I have a single-edged razor blade. Cut it nice, and it'll expand, hopefully, on that line. And I'm going to go ahead and egg wash these and put some seeds on. Again, the reason I don't wait till I'm ready to put it in the oven is because I don't want to wreck it and have it go flat on me. So I will just go ahead and do this now. And then put a little extra flour on the cloths and try not to get it to stick to the flour cloths, and then bake them. I should start putting the oven on. They're raising pretty fast because I had a lot of little odds and ends to do and to show you.
So we use the same temperature, 400 degrees?
Yes. Put some seeds on these. And since I'm making the bread rolls without a peel is a flat piece of wood that you put the bread rolls on and the bread, and you slide them into the oven. Since I don't have a peel, I'm going to go ahead and cut the bread rolls too, so I don't cut them too late and have them go flat or anything. This is what seems to work out the best at home. Let me put okay. Okay, oh there's, let's say, where's my single edge razor blade for these bread rolls? Hey, they're starting to look like bread rolls of olden days. I think we're gonna have a nice batch. And because there's just two of us pretty much living at home, go ahead and make them and put it in the freezer. Okay. Okay. Oh yeah. Well, this is a touchy one. You know what? I'm gonna wait and egg wash these at the very end. I better start putting up the oven pretty soon. Matter of fact, I'll do it now. Oh, I'm gonna have to move everything over so I can get the frying pan on. That didn't work because I didn't put start on. It happens. I'll move stuff around and get to work on the oil. Heating that up pretty soon. Well, I'm thinking I got the oven heated up. I got the pan of oil working. I believe I could go ahead and put these in. Since I think everybody's raising here nicely. I'm going to go ahead and I can egg wash these. Get that nice shiny look. And you know what looks good tastes better. It's always a presentation. That's important, I think, when you're serving food, but this is good stuff. And we'll put that in the oven. This I'll go for about maybe 25. It might take to cook. And since we're not doing any big loaves of bread, everything should be cooking at about the same time, within 25 minutes, I believe. And now you can see these beauties are getting there. Starting to look like real bread rolls of old. I'll put these in first. And then we'll go for the sticks. And last but not least is our knots. And one more button. How's that? So now I realize I probably should have gone a lot more dough, but they will be similar to the elephant ears at the carnivals anywho. And here's where I get burned. This flat by this oil. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and flip it over. Yeah, here we go. Starting to look like an elephant ear. Alright, let me just take this out. They're good, little light snack. Okay. Do you want to butter and honey these?
Sure.
Okay. Butter's there. Yeah. And I'll get the honey for you. Whoops, sorry. Okay. My wife's doing that. I'm gonna have to check this. All right. Good? Well, happy Fair Day.
Very nice. Even he agrees.
I think I'll have to try one of these. Not bad. Not bad at all. I think maybe we should like cut bigger pieces.
Okay.
Next time we make it, we'll put more dough.
Sounds good.
Slide this under here.
Okay.
Mozzarella and carrozza, my grandpa used. I don't know how mozzarella became mozzarella, but it is in my family. Karen, what's that over there?
He does this every time. Gets my attention somewhere else so he can sneak a taste.
Yeah. That doesn't sound too good, but whatever. Okay. No,
At least these don't get the air bubbles that the
yeah, these aren't getting the air bubbles, so that's a good thing. All right. And then, let's see, we got about 8 minutes to go on the stuff in the oven. Stuff on the oven, just maybe this one and the last one will be just not far behind it.
That's beginning to look really good.
Yeah. Now I'll see if I can make a hole or
So
two.
we just fry this until it's like a golden brown on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
And then once it's done, it's time to eat.
Okay. There it is. That's the mozzarella and carrozza 1 and 2. In my grandfather's memory, I should probably put a little bit of salt after I cut a piece for myself. You don't have to if you don't want to, or let you eat first as just to show that I'm still a bit of a gentleman.
Oh, you can take a piece first.
Okay, now you can see, if you want to get an angle on that, you can see the split cheese. And, okay, well, alright, well, I didn't mean to turn it over that soon, but, shoot, let me go back, okay. Okay. Now, you say you want me to go first, I will.
Yes.
Just a little touch. It was terrible, Karen. You wouldn't like it at all. Too hot for you? Too cheesy? I think you better stick with the elephant ears.
I'll try a piece myself. Ah, that is hot.
Yeah, that's what I say. I'm trying to protect you here. Is it too hot? Well, maybe you shouldn't have any. Maybe you shouldn't have any of that.
It's good though.
I'm going to go ahead and shut this off.
Oh.
The last one is cooking. The stuff in the oven has about 4 more minutes before it's 20 minutes. I like to check it early. And we'll get back in a second while we eat. It's been about 20 minutes. I like to check in when I think there's 5 minutes to spare to find out if we can spare it or not. Oh, those look pretty good on top. Let's see how they look on the bottom. These look real nice. The knots. Darn it, I should have used the metal scraper because I'm tearing up the bottom. So let that be a lesson to me. Okay, that's very good. I'm going to wait for 2 more minutes on that. This side, move that around, and let's see what the bottom of these cinnamon sticks looks like. they're still, they're light, they're a touch light, so let's let them go for the full 25 minutes as well. I have them so packed in there. These guys. If you don't put egg whites, they're a little lighter, so we're gonna cook them a little bit longer. By golly, I'm happy with these, that they're coming around and they're starting to look like bread buns. And as I was saying, I put only 3 ounces instead of 4. I thought I could improve them a little bit by making them a little lighter, and as far as I'm concerned, they look fine. If you want to go back to these are the elephant ears. Again, I should have made them a little thicker, but I'm very happy for the first time in like 5 years for making them. These are the ones here. These are the mozzarella and carrozza, as my grandfather, bless his soul, used to say. And these are just, well, I touched it now. I guess I have to eat it, so. Go for a nice long bicycle ride tonight. Couple hours. Okay, our timer has told me that everything's been in there for about 25 minutes, maybe even another minute or so longer, so I can shut the oven, cancel that. No, I don't know, I'll shut this light, and let's see what we got. Okay, so here are our knots. Again, little bread rolls in the shape of knots. Fine to me. Got that nice sound to it, nice and firm. This particular scraper works really good to get stuff off of the tray. That's the first one I didn't scrape very good. I used something and kind of tore up the bottom a little bit, but we'll just ignore that. No, and the nice brownish color. We're getting the different shades of sunlight through the window today. We're finally getting some sun today, which is nice. That's why I apologize for the different lighting settings. But raisins and every bite. Ow! Hot! Alright, so we just grab one. And you can see the cinnamon in there. Let's put it in the light. You can see the cinnamon in there. And the raisins are... seems to be in every bite. I pretty much guarantee you. Can you get a shot of that?
Yeah, just quit moving your hands.
Alright, I'll put it right here.
Okay, thank you.
They're burning me anyway, sorry. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the last pan should be of the bread rolls. They're starting to look pretty good. I think I may have cut them a little bit on the deep side, but if you remember Cassese Bakery from days of old, that's pretty much what they look like. Had I not cut them as deep, they would even look more like this one, perhaps. There, we'll put that out there. And that's nice and crisp on the bottom. And, okay. But that's nice color. Nice. And let those all cool, and I might have to try one of those. Would you like to try one of these, Karen?
Sure. Absolutely delicious.
And she doesn't get paid to say that, so that's a good thing.
It pays to be married to a baker, let me tell you.
All right, my dear, thank you so much. And there we go. We've got the bread rolls. We've got the raisin-cinnamon breadsticks. We have the knots buns with sesame seed on. And we have our elephant ears right there. And we have our mozzarella and carrozza right there. And I think the rest of that dish will be gone in 15 minutes probably. And a good time was had by all?
Great day at the fair.
A great day. Sorry about the fair, but we had a good day anyway. Later.
Later. Bye.
Bye. Thank you, sweetheart.